Hey, this is Elle coming to you with just something very, very quick. I have been, of course, on my shadow work. This is day 64, and I'm very, very proud of me. But more importantly, I have been doing some studying and some research around lonely versus alone. Because people use them interchangeably, but I've come to find out that they are very, very different, and it has to do with, one has something to do with your physical space or being, and one has something to do with your mental space. So loneliness is a mental space that one is in when they are in a room full of people and they still find themselves lonely. Alone is physically you are alone, however, mentally you are in a great space and embracing the solitude of being alone. So the reason I stopped by to share that is because oftentimes when you're single or going through a transition in relationships, love, jobs, bored, sometimes you can even be in a room full of people and you still feel some of these things. But it's very important that we know the difference between them and isolate them so that we know how to target these things. And the reason it's so important is because one can be a mental health issue, and we have to address that differently than we address the component of being alone. So I just stopped by to share that I have had my own bouts with being alone as well as loneliness. And I've learned that loneliness comes from within. It's something that I have the ability to control or deal with, cope with, because it's how I am looking at my life. It's how I perceive my life, how I perceive my current reality. And our current reality doesn't determine what's later down the road. So it may look gray or glim or bleak right now, but that is not how it has to end up. So it's very, very pretty today. Today is July the 11th. It's Sunday. It's almost 6 in the afternoon, in the evening. But I just wanted to challenge us to really look at this whole thing of being alone and lonely, because they are different. And remember, one is a physical sense or space in embracing solitude, which is alone, and then the other is a mental thing, because that it leads and can turn into a mental health issue. So with that, I hope you have enjoyed this little sweet nugget. I will be back in touch with you for my next video, which will go into detail about some of the things that I have experienced during my shadow work, some of the darker moments. So a lot of people share, the good, or, the times when they are up. And I really want to share the times when I felt like it was impossible to get up, impossible to move my feet, impossible to breathe, impossible to just keep going. So I'll try to get that content together, and when it's on my heart to share, I will absolutely share that. And until the next video, continue to elevate. I love you all. Thank you so much for following my channel and listening to my sweet little nothings. Have a great evening.